Hello, my name is Michael Thomas, and I'm the Chief Data Scientist at Catchbrook Analytics, which is a data science consulting firm based out of Connecticut here in the USA. And today I am going to be showcasing our Shiny web application called the Youth Homelessness Data Dashboard that was developed with the Coalition on Homelessness and Housing in Ohio, otherwise known as COHHIO, through a project that was funded by the Ohio Department of Health. For a little backstory on this data in particular, there are many programs within the state of Ohio that aim to help homeless youth through things like helping them receive employment, to help them find housing, to help them with their health and medical needs, and other similar programs. Unfortunately for us, all of these different programs collect data on the homeless youth that they serve in a standardized format across a series of relational database tables. But up until the point of the project that we were engaged on, there had not been much of an effort yet to actually give this data back in a meaningful way to the folks who are collecting it, to provide them with a mechanism to actually analyze this data, and to eventually show how these programs are actually improving the outcomes for homeless youth in the state of Ohio. So we were engaged to create a Shiny web application to do exactly that. And we leveraged the BS4 framework, which is a fantastic framework, Bootstrap 4 version, which you may be familiar with, which is great for creating dashboards. And as you can see in this overview page, each visual that we have is represented in its own BS4 card. And these cards, which is a really nice feature, are collapsible, minimizable, as well as expandable. And they can be maximized to the full screen. So if we click on this icon up in the top right of any card, it'll be maximized in full screen here. And we're also leveraging the eCharts for R package for all of the visuals that you will see in this app, which are really nicely responsive to changes in the legend selection, for instance, and have really nice clean tooltips. And we can go back to the app and get rid of the maximized view just by clicking, again, the top right corner of any card that we are taking a look at here. So you can see that we developed some visuals for statistics around gender, sexual orientation, veteran status, race, and ethnicity of these youth homelessness that are being helped by these programs within the state of Ohio. And this BS4 package was leveraged with help from another one of our developers, Yaniv Kowalski, who was very impactful in developing the BS4 framework around this particular application. The next page, I guess I will showcase will be the income and benefits page that we have to showcase a different kind of visual that was really important in this project to actually take a look at the differences when youth entered the program that was helping them versus when they exited the program, which was typically after a year. So, for instance, we can take a look at the benefits that they received, which are things like SNAP, which is help with meals, as well as transportation help, childcare help, things like that, government-funded programs. So you can see that we had 363 individuals who were not receiving any benefits at the time that they entered the program. And of those 363, there were 51 that ended up receiving these benefits at the end of the program. So that is a positive outcome to show that we helped 51, or COHHIO helped 51 individuals who were not receiving benefits but prior to this program receive benefits at the end of this program. So this is exactly the type of thing that they would be taking back to their funding source to show how these programs are having a positive impact on the youth that they are serving. Like any data project, there's data quality issues, right? And that was actually something that the COHHIO group wanted to be able to put in front of the users of this app, which are the folks, mainly the folks who are collecting this data. So we can see that in the database around the benefits metrics, there's 533 observations in that database where the observation was blank. There were 2 responses where the client did not know, or the youth that they were surveying did not know the answer to that question. And there were 49 indications that the observations where the data was not collected at all. So another really important piece of this whole entire tool was actually the ability for these programs to be able to upload their survey data to the database that sits behind this app and that populates this app. So we created kind of an interesting, easy interface for uploading these zip files, which contain CSVs that represent the tables within this relational database from the survey data that they collect. And they have the ability to find that zip file, and they cannot upload that zip file because this is a public-facing app. We didn't want the ability for anyone to just upload this zip file, but actually this upload button requires that a valid password has been entered. So once they enter the correct password, this upload button actually becomes enabled for them to click on it. Otherwise, they won't be able to upload that data. That button will remain disabled. So that was a unique feature of this app that I thought might be interesting to showcase as well. And I guess the last page that I will show is the help page, which is actually all just Markdown based, and it really leverages the include Markdown functionality in Shiny. So we can just create this as a Markdown file. And because we are using the Golem framework, this ends up in the inst folder, this Markdown file. And we have all nice hyperlinking that is really easily done, with the Markdown syntax to be able to guide users in how to navigate this dashboard. And lastly, I do want to show the filters pane as well and the responsiveness. So when a user does make a change in this filters pane here to hone in on maybe a particular program that they want to take a look at, or a particular gender, ethnicity, active period. So for instance, I think we can just take a look at one particular program here. If we hit the apply button, we'll see that the charts will take a second to load. They'll give us a nice flashed loading screen, which actually comes baked in to the eCharts for our package, which is really, really nice. We don't have to leverage any external packages for that particular loading screen on any of these charts. There's just a function in eCharts for R called show loading that you can tack on to the end of any chart that you are creating. And these charts will update accordingly to the filters that you have selected after the apply button is hit. So that is all tied to an observe event. And I do want to thank the following packages that were really crucial in the development of this app. As I said, BS for Dash for the whole Bootstrap dashboard framework, the eCharts for R package for all of the visuals that are contained in this application, the Golem package for the ability for us to wrap this entire dashboard up in a nice package-like framework with modules and very easy to navigate and manage code, as well as the Waiter package, which shows loading screens on launch, which is very, very helpful, as well as shows loading screens on the upload data, which does take a few seconds. So thank you very much for the ability to showcase this app, and I hope you all enjoy the rest of the conference.